What do you think? Should we go for a ride on a Wienermobile?
Hey, Alexandria and Wilmer, come take a ride in the Wienermobile.
Okay, folks, we're going to take off in Alexandria today with the Wienermobile.
Yeah, looks like we're ready to pull out.
Sounds good. We're leaving Eldon's Fresh Foods parking lot. Tell us about this venture you young ladies are involved with. How big an area do you cover, and how often do you guys get to go home then?
Sure. So there are 6 Wienermobiles actually, and we're spread all across the country in 6 different regions. So myself and Molly will be in the Midwest for the next 6 months. And we travel to all different cities, big and small, showing people the Wienermobile, bringing what we like to call miles of smiles to everyone we meet. And this summer, actually, we're debuting our brand new app, which is free to download on the App Store or Google Play. And the new feature to our app this year is a virtual ride in the Wienermobile. So you're lucky enough to get a real ride in the Wienermobile, but unfortunately we can't give rides to everyone, and that's why we have this app. It was filmed with a 360-degree camera right in the seat where you're sitting, so it looks like you're riding along with us, shotgun.
Can I download that and put it in my loop for my audience as well?
Sure, yeah. It's downloadable on the App Store or Google Play, and like I said, it's free to download.
I'll just show people a little bit the inside, what it looks like here as we adjust my auto focus lens. And we're just going to go for a little trip here. I gotta use my eyepiece, folks, or I can't see with the sun coming through, but it's interesting, all right. And so you folks, you gals, how often do you get a break then? Are you on the road for 6 months straight?
Yes, so we are on the road for a full year.
Okay.
But we do get 2 days off a week, just like, you know, any other job.
Okay.
And we do get time off to go home to see our families on Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays like that.
Where are you folks from, or you ladies, I should say?
Yes, so I'm from Bryn Mawr, PA, which is right outside of Philadelphia.
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from the Des Moines, Iowa area.
Okay, so you're not too far from home then. And what's a typical now when you're in Alexandria here today? Where are you guys going to go next?
Well, we just finished our event at Eldon's Food, so that's it for today. Our next stop is actually to Madison, where we have an event there. And from Madison, we're going to Wausau and then on to Chicago.
Okay, and from a standpoint of crowds, I'm kind of bouncy here, folks, forgive me. As far as crowds, how was it today? I think they said they served about 2,000 hot dogs today. What would be a normal event you're at?
Well, believe it or not, that was pretty normal. We get anywhere from what we had today, which is 2,000, up into some of our larger events we'll go to, like festivals and parades. You know, there could be, you know, hundreds of thousands there.
And besides the hot dogs, do you promote any other Oscar Mayer products when you're on the road?
I mean, we are Oscar Mayer brand ambassadors, so we're a symbol of the brand in its entirety. So yeah, we support everything besides hot dogs, you know, bacon, cold cuts, all of our product lineup.
What about as far as charitable donations that Oscar Mayer is involved with in various communities?
Yes, so the Wienermobile itself, we are not privy to that information or involved in that, but
okay.
If you go on craftfoods.com, there's all that information on the website.
And is this quite, excuse me, let this young lady talk as well.
Sometimes the Oscar Mayer brand will donate a ride in the Wienermobile to a charity, and then they will auction that ride off.
Oh,
so that's how the Wienermobile gets involved in different charitable events.
And how often do you give TV people like myself a ride in your rig? Is that normal or not?
It's fairly standard if they want to ride. The media is welcome to come and join us so that they can show their viewers what it's really like, and then they can compare it to the new app.
And do you tell us what kind of frame you have underneath? Are we driving in a Chevy truck, a Ford truck, or any thought that way, or don't you disclose that?
It's a forward box chassis, so it's very similar to what would be on a UPS truck.
Oh, okay. Very good. And then we've got a gas engine in this one, ladies?
Yes.
It's a gas GM engine.
Okay. And how long have they had these rigs out on the road?
Well, the Wienermobile itself has been on the road since 1936. And the Hotdogger program, which is what we're a part of, has been around for 28 years. And we have all different models. This vehicle you're sitting in is a 2004 model, but we also have 2009 models and 2012 models.
Would it be typical when you go to Madison, Wisconsin and so on? Would you stop at a locally owned store like Eldon's, or would you go to a Walmart, Target as well?
It really depends on the scheduling. So it could be anything in between. We do local stores, we do large stores, chains, Walmarts, things like that, everything in between.
Can you tell us what kind of mileage you get with this hot dog rig?
It's very similar to a large SUV.
So you're less than 10 miles a gallon then normally, or don't you keep track of that?
It's hard to keep track, but like I said, it's like a large SUV, so whatever those are running these days.
And so when you're driving down the road, I'm sure my viewers are saying, do these ladies get pushed around in the wind, or is it built in a way that's fairly stable?
We like to say it's very aerodynamic.
Very
it's
good.
actually wind tunnel tested in California, so it's very aerodynamic. Yes, we don't get pushed around by the wind at all.
And our truck drivers and young bucks out there will say, these good-looking ladies, like, do you have to have like a CDL license or anything to drive this, or just the standard driver's license?
Yeah, we don't need any kind of special license, just a standard driver's license. So it's not a commercial vehicle, so none of that is required.
And then we've got other young people out there, I'm sure, wondering, how did Molly and did you guys get this job? What do you have to do to become a Wienermobile lady?
Yeah, so we're actually called Hotdoggers, and Oscar Mayer recruits at universities all across the country for the best talent. They look for students graduating with degrees in communications, public relations, marketing, business, things like that. They want very articulate and outgoing people to be the face of the company. So
what college are you going to, and what college is Molly going to?
Well, we actually just graduated, so this is our first job out of school.
Okay.
I just graduated from Penn State University with a degree in public relations.
Wonderful. And how about you, Molly? What did you just graduate in?
I graduated from Central College in Pella, Iowa with a degree in business management.
And you're going to be in this for 6 months, and then what are you going to do after that, you think?
At that point, we're going to switch partners and regions and do another 6 months.
All right. And so my audience also, you probably told me that, but I'm bouncing around with the camera, and I want to show my audience, you beautiful young ladies, and how lucky I am to be on the road with you. But as far as you said, you just got out of college, so this is like your first month on the job with this rig? And how much additional training does Oscar Mayer do? When were you picked? That's probably the question people will be asking. Did you get picked like in March or something, or when?
Yes, so Oscar Mayer recruits on campuses throughout the spring semester, and the interview process takes place in February, all through late February and early March. And basically, if you have the job before you graduate, which is really, really nice. And we have 2 weeks of extensive training we call Hot Dog High, where we learn all about how to drive the Wienermobile and how to be a hot dogger.
And you may be set, but like I said, I've been trying to get a good shot here for my audience in Wilmer and Alexandria. Are half of the ambassadors male and half female, or are they all females?
It depends on the year. There's really no requirement either way. This year we have 4 guys and the rest are girls.
Okay, so totally how many people is it again?
There's 12 of us.
12 of you, okay. And do they do any selection as far as finding 2 that are going to get along, or as college graduates they just expect that you 2 will get along?
Our supervisors have a whole process about how they pick, who goes with who in what region. So they really do a good job of making sure that we all, really work well together. And most of us will always get along and work well together, but they want to make the strongest pairs possible. And
so you 2, when you get done with the Wienermobile stage of your life, where do you think you're going to end up after the Wienermobile? Are you guys going to be marketers? Do they tend, what I'm getting at is, do they tend to keep, when I look back, if I look back 2 years, 10 years, do most of the people that are involved in the Wienermobile ambassadorships, do they tend to stay with Oscar Mayer, or do they go on to other things?
Most hot doggers go on to great jobs after this position. Past hot doggers have gone to top PR agencies, professional sports teams, things like that, magazines. So people really can do whatever they want at this job. It's a great stepping stone and opens a lot of doors.
And just the fact that you have some real strange hours and whatever, do they tend to pick people that are not married? Is that kind of the course, or is there some married people with your group as well?
That's not a part of the process. I mean, you do have to be prepared to be on the road for a whole year, but if you're willing to do that and you meet the right criteria, and like we say, if you can cut the mustard, then you're in.
And do your parents wear great big buttons saying, "My child is a Wienermobile driver"?
Buttons is a great idea. Haven't made buttons for them yet, but they are very, very proud parents.
Oh, that sounds great. I love this. I'm going to look a little more. I haven't even had a chance to look to see where Molly's taking us, but it's a nice drive, but unfortunately in a rig like this, things are going to bounce a little. We're back on 3rd, and we're at the Holiday Store, probably 2 blocks away from Eldon's, and I just want to thank you ladies for being so kind to take this old man on a trip, but my audience expects the unexpected from me. You probably figured out by now, so we want to make sure that they get an unexpected venture from time to time. And so the question, I suppose, and without disclosing where you're staying for sure, will you hit the road tonight yet and go part way, or do you stay somewhat in the area tonight?
Yeah, we're staying in the area tonight. We hit the road tomorrow morning.
Okay, there's a lot of great places to eat. We've got the depot right down the street here, one of our advertisers. We got Bugaboo Bay out on the chain right north of town. And so we've got some great restaurants that I recommend for you and my audience. And it's been a real pleasure. I'm going to kind of turn and give Eldon's a good plug here as well. JR talked to me, I think it's JR, and it sounded like they were very happy when he talked to Inform TV. He said they went double the amount of hot dogs that they expected.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure my audience is also thinking, is the local stores pick up the hot dogs, or good old Oscar Mayer pretty well provide the hot dogs for the stores?
They work with our sales team when they're arranging events like this, so it can vary.
Okay.
But they did have a lot of really great specials in store today on Oscar Mayer.
Okay, we'll see that my viewers get into Eldon's, and whether they're here or in Wilmer. I know Oscar Mayer's got some great products. In fact, ladies, I had a Oscar Mayer turkey on my sandwich at noon today. Just think of that. It was very good. So,
Me too.
And we're probably going to turn here to see where we're at. Are we at the holding pond? And once again, Molly, you introduce yourself again and where you're from, and any closing thoughts you have.
Hi, my name is Mac and Cheese Molly with
All
the
right.
Wienermobile. I'm from the Des Moines, Iowa area, although the Wienermobile is from Madison, Wisconsin. And we just like to invite everyone out there to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Wienermobile and at Oscar Mayer.
That's great. And you?
Hi, my name's Alana, aka Alana Links with the Wienermobile, and I'm from outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'd like just like to remind everyone to download our free app, the Wienermobile. You can download it at the App Store or on Google Play, and you'll get to try out our virtual ride in the Wienermobile and get to see our schedule for everywhere we're going to be, so you can come find us at our other events.
Well, make sure you tell the president of Oscar Mayer that Inform TV and Eldon's and Alexandria and Wilmer said thanks a lot for coming to Minnesota.
Thank you.
Well, folks, we want to complete our drive here, and we thank Eldon's for letting us ride in the Wienermobile, and these young ladies as well. And I'm just going to kind of focus back and show their pretty faces and waves in a way to give you guys an idea of the size of this incredible vehicle in downtown Alexandria today. Ladies, thanks again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for humoring us, coming out and having some fun. I hope you got to enjoy a hot dog.
You're watching Inform TV, Channel 21, Alexandria.